Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video, I will show you how to use the CN contact access button which was introduced in iOS 18 in Expo React Native application. So this is iOS specific video for Expo React Native. If you don't know what the contact access button is, previously what used to happen whenever I want to request contact, I have to request the entire contact list from the user. But with the help of CN contact access button, I can only request for specific contact. So what we will be doing is that we will be creating a search bar. We will be searching for a contact. Then the contact access button will show whether the contact exists in the user's contacts book or not. If yes, then we can directly import that particular contact only and save it within our app. Now the entire UI which we will be creating is with Swift UI. It's very difficult. Even the search bar will be in Swift UI because the search bar plays nicely with CN contact access button, which is also a Swift UI component. It would be very difficult to make it the search bar as an Expo or a React Native component and CN contact access button as Swift UI component. I mean, you could do that, but it would get extremely complicated and I don't want to go into that. So on the screen what you see is just a cheat sheet which I have created. So first we have to go to this particular URL to create an Expo React Native application, and we will be using this blank TypeScript template. So I will just copy this particular code. I'm using blank TypeScript template because it has less boilerplate code. Okay, just go to your workspace directory and just paste this particular command. So it will create an app for us, and I'll just give it the name as my app. You can give it whatever name you feel like. Then like I said, we will be need to write Swift UI. That means we need to write native code, and for that we need to go to this particular URL as well. So this will help us to set up native stuff. So you will have to select iOS. Here you will have to select development build. I have disabled EAS because I will be building my app locally. Then I have already installed Xcode. I have already installed Xcode command line tools as well. I have already installed Watchman as well. Then we need to copy this particular command, cd to our app which was just created, and paste this command. So this will install some dependencies as well. And next, to create the actual iOS folder, we'll have to copy this particular command. Let's just wait for this earlier command to finish. Now I can paste it like this. Now what this will do is it will actually create the iOS folder for us, as well as it will download the necessary CocoaPods which is necessary for running an iOS project. So this will take a little bit of time, so be patient. Once this is done, I'll come back again. In the meantime, what you can do is you can go to this particular URL. So this will help us to create a separate iOS module in which we will be writing the actual code. So we will be using this particular command, but let's just wait for this to finish. Once that is done, then only I will just run the next command. Alright, so as you can see, once CocoaPod installation is done, it is asking me to run it on my simulator. I won't run it now because we haven't written any code, so I can just do Control C. Then like I said, we can just go to this particular documentation, copy this particular command and paste it over here. Now this will ask you some questions. I'll keep everything as default and just press enter. So I think first I'll press Y. You may or may not see this. This is just like an npm thing. If there is a new version available, it just tells you to install this. So you may or may not see this Y thing. Okay, so don't get confused, but after this it should ask us for few questions. So here you can see I'll keep everything as default. I'll just press enter. So it will create the module for us. Now again, given that we have created iOS module, we again need to run pod installation command. So for that you can just copy this particular command over here and paste it like this. So again, this will take a little bit of time. So in the meantime, what we can do is we can just open our project. So I'll just go to my project. I'll just remove this cheat sheet. I no longer need it, and I can just open my app. And here you can see it has created this modules folder as well as the iOS folder. Now the next thing what I will do is, so this will take a little bit of time. So what I'll do is I'll write down the entire code and then I'll come back and I'll explain it to you. It's not that tricky. We just need to create new files and write down some code. There is no settings as such which we have to really worry about. Alright, so I have written down all the code which is required. Let's go through it line by line. So first what you will have to do is you will have to go, just close this, you will have to go to modules, my module, and here you will have to first open this uh, you will have to open this my module.type.ts. okay, now here inside this my module view props, so I have commented this default code which is present. Basically what this is does your custom view accepts a URL as a prop? In our case it doesn't, so I have commented this out. Whether you want to notify it once the view has been loaded, in our case I don't want to. And regarding the style, I was facing lot of issue with this particular type, so I just commented this out and I added this particular bit of thing, ampersand view props. Make sure you import view props from React Native. So yeah, these are the changes you need to make. Then you have to go to the iOS folder, main iOS folder, go to your app, whatever your app name is, go open the info.plist file, and here you have to add this contact usage description permission, and you can change this particular string to whatever you feel like is correct for you. So I'll just close it for now, as well as this file. Okay, and this file I have not changed anything. Then you can just go to your main app.tsx. First I'll show you how to use it. So to use it, you can just import your module view. So this module view is created by default when we create an Expo module, and here you can see I'm getting the width and height of our screen using this use windows dimension hook. Then I just use this my module view, pass the width and height to it as a style prop. So yeah, that's what we are doing. Simple. Then you have to actually go to your project, go to iOS folder, double click on this .exe workspace to open it inside Xcode. Now the changes which I will show you, don't try to do it via VS Code. You might face some issues. That's why I am telling you to open via Xcode only. So here you will see Xcode. Next you will have to open this pods section, go to development pods, and here you will have to search for your own pod. So our Expo module was named as my module, that's why I have opened this one. If you have named it differently, you will have to search for that particular thing. So first you will have to go to my module file, and here you have to add this iOS 18 annotation, because this contact access button is only available from iOS 18 and above. So make sure you add this particular thing. Then just scroll down. This all code is present by default. I have not changed anything. All I have done is that I have commented this prop out as well as this event out, because we are not really using it, so no point in having it. Okay, so just comment it out. Then come to my module view file. Again here you have to first import SwiftUI, annotate it with iOS 18 annotation. Then here we create our UI view. If there is any code present by default, there will be some code present by default, you will just have to remove it. Okay, then here we override this init method, and here we add our sub view, this particular view, and here we call this display SwiftUI view as well. We can't directly embed SwiftUI, we have to use UIKit route, and with the help of UIKit we have to embed SwiftUI. That's why we are doing this. And we also override this layout subviews to set the frame of our view. Then here we create this particular file, display SwiftUI view. So this is how you embed SwiftUI inside UIKit with the help of UI hosting controller. And here we initialize my SwiftUI view, and here we just get hold of our view from UI hosting controller. Then here we set the auto resizing mask as false, because we want NS layout constraints, as you can see over here. Then we add our hosting controller to our parent controller. So here we get hold of our parent controller, and then add the hosting controller as a child to our parent controller. Then add the SwiftUI view to our parent view. Then here set some NS layout constraints, and here you again have to write this boilerplate code vc.did move to parent controller. Okay, then you have to right click on my module, select this new file from template. Do not select this new empty file, select this new file from template, because the new empty file option sometimes causes issue. Select Swift file, click next, and give name as my SwiftUI view. So I have already created this file, so I won't create it again, but I'll just show it to you. So something like this, my SwiftUI view. And here you will have to make sure, just scroll down inside this target and make sure this my module target has been checked, or whatever your module name is, and then click on create. I won't create it because I have already created this file. So here you can see, that's why I was telling you to use Xcode, not VS Code. Then here again we are importing Swift UI, contacts as well as contacts UI. We are annotating with iOS18 annotation. Now whenever a contact has been selected, I am just storing this inside this particular variable. So in case if the user reloads the app, the data will be lost. So it's your responsibility to persist this data either in Swift data or core data, or send this data back to Expo React Native side and persist it by using some third-party library like SQLite. But I don't want to go into that, otherwise the tutorial will become extremely complicated. So that's why I'm just storing it inside this array whenever a user selects a contact. This search text is for our search input. Then here we are just using this, I think this is it had a good name, I'm not able to remember this name, but here like we can do some kind of a calculation for this variable as well. So that's what we are doing. So we are just checking if search text dot is empty, then display all contacts. Otherwise just just show the contact which has been searched. That's what we are doing over here. Then to display the actual Swift UI view, here is our navigation stack, here is our V stack. Here we are displaying the list of all the contacts the user has selected, and it has a searchable field or property which automatically gives us a search input. Okay, then here we are using this contact access button, and we are passing the search text to it, and whatever result we get we pass to this fetch contacts method. Now here you can play around with the font style, foreground color, tint, contact access button caption, contact access button style, as well as padding. So you can play around with this style. Now this particular method gets called so by passing out our results. So here we use this task. So here you can use cn contact formatter dot descriptor for required keys, passing the full name, and here we create fetch request out of it. Then here we create the identifiers. Okay, then here I have created another array just to store the selected contact temporarily. So we just enumerate over all the contacts which we have received and append the relevant contact to the new contacts array, and then we append new contacts to our all contacts. One more thing which I want to tell you is if you see over here, while displaying the contact inside our list, I'm just displaying the given name, but instead of given name you can use what, or there are a lot of properties. Let's just wait for Xcode to catch up. So here you can see you can use ID, date, department name, email address, family name, given name. I think there is phone number as well. Obviously there will be phone number, but do note that these properties can be null as well or nil. So be careful with this. So for now I'll just replace it with given name. Okay, also another thing which you have to do is you will have to go to your app, and here you will have to go to the general section, and here you will have to change the minimum deployment to iOS 18. You can click on this plus button and change it 18.0 over here as well as 18.0 over here. I think that should be it. Now here you can see I have the app running on a simulator. Now if you want, you can first check the contacts app just to see what all contacts are present. So here you can see inside the contacts app I have this particular contacts, so I will try searching for them only. So I'll just search for this apple seed first. Okay, so here is our search input. Here you can see this is the cn contact access button which you see at the bottom. As soon as I start searching, here you can see it has automatically shown, okay, there is John Appleseed, and if I want to add it, I'll click on this add button. I will allow limited access. Okay, I'll click on add again, and here you can see that particular contact was added. Now suppose I want to search for Anna. Oh, here you can see Anna is also present. I can add Anna as well. Now if I search the if I clear out the search bar, I'm able to see both John and Anna. Similarly there is Kate as well. I can add Kate, and here you can see Kate is also added. So yeah, that's how you can use the contact access button in Expo React Native. Thank you for watching. Do let me know in the comments if you have any queries. Bye.